The blue thing.
Yeah, swaps and stuff, rims big as monster trucks, wide harnesses, yeah, boy, we stock them up. Hit subscribe so you know you stay in the loop. Hit the bell, new videos coming soon. Yeah, swaps and stuff, rims big as monster trucks, wide harnesses, yeah, boy, we stock them up. Hit subscribe so you know you stay in the loop. Hit the bell, new videos coming soon.
Swaps and stuff. What up, what up, what up? What's happening, good people? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I didn't realize the sun was as bright as it is. Shout out to Elgin. You see that? Elgin. We're going to take a look at the blue thing. Big shout out to everybody making that push, sharing me out so I can jump into the 1K gang, man. Appreciate every last bit of it, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the new subs, man. If you're not subbed, go ahead and smash that sub button, subscription button, all that good stuff, man. I see the comments on some of the videos of others I watch, and keeping me on my toes, man. Keeping me on my toes. Man, I need shade. Oh well. The blue thing. We got the throttle body on. What am I missing? What am I missing? No, throttle body's not missing anything. I did find my piece for this. It'll go on with a V-band. Transmission is in. Oh yeah. And y'all was guessing which one I went with. That right there should tell you. TH400, baby. TH400. Trans brake. Reverse valve body. All that good stuff. Passenger side manifold, of course, we know that worked. Other than the fact that I had to cut him down right here for this Warner S475 to fit under the hood. We are going to probably do the fuel rails on this video too. Remove them from one intake and put them on this intake. Why would I run this one over the other? I like this one. Now for the dreaded driver's side manifold. What did we do? Now, are we touching down there? We are very close. Very close down there. What I ended up doing, you notice that that flange right there? That's about what the flange was on the original manifold right here. And Lord knows that wasn't going to fit in the position it was in. So I welded a V-band on it. Well, the problem we had was it was smacking the frame. What did I have to do? I cut that exhaust portion off and clocked it toward the engine. I am very close, and chances are I might be touching, but I am not pulling it back off. It is what it is where it's at, it's where it's at. So for that to happen on this, I should have just went ahead and went with a different style manifold, and then maybe go ahead and went somewhere and have my crossover made just so it'll work, or tie into the crossover for this kit, either or. What am I missing? What am I missing to finish this build? What am I missing is, of course, the harness is done. ECM is done. This ain't gonna be a long video. We'll keep it short and sweet. I've got, see, got the fuel rails on. There's the Deca 80s. Main thing is I want to double check, make sure that there ain't gonna be any leaking, because the O-rings up top may be a little small for this application. I don't know. I did a whole video on all this, man, but it was so dark you couldn't see nothing. Plus it was about 20 minutes long. I ain't trying to bring y'all through all that. You know, keep it short and sweet. Here is my silicone end for my 102mm throttle body. Intake. Only thing to keep me from both the intake on right now is the oil sending unit slash pickup to tell the computer. Wait, my dash. You know, the dash, the gauges that we did, the gauge power we did, to tell it what we got going on. But if you look down here, look down in there, see what that is? It's a transmission. You see what we got in that transmission? It's a trans brake. So I went with the 400, TH400. Now, everything's all good, man. I'm loving it. I'm putting things together. I'm over here like, yes, we're making progress. Things is moving as they should. I go to shut the hood with the turbo on because you notice it's not on anymore. It would not shut. It's hitting right here. So everything that I did right there, you see where I cut that flange, the actual log, where I cut that log, I gotta cut it again. So this will be the last time I cut it. If it don't work this time, we're going GT45. See, I didn't want to cut it one more time. I thought we was in there. I thought it was clear. You know, the last video we did over this, everything was looking good, but the engine wasn't sitting where it needed to be because transmission wasn't in it, cross member wasn't in it. Now everything's in it and lined up. Now the turbo hits right here. Now, how can I eliminate that? Cut that, cut that, cut that, cut that. With this being all original and the original hood, I don't want to cut that. You know, one day I hope to be able to get a cow hood, fiberglass cow hood, you know, that would be on the 442s. And I have a feeling I would have the clearance. If I had that hood now, I would have the clearance, but I don't. So we're gonna go down here and we'll cut this. And even with that flange adapter, I still think I would hit. If the adapter wasn't on there, let's say I cut that. Let's say I cut the T4 flange completely off and weld the T6 flange on. I still feel like that I would hit. So, you know, why limit myself to having to use this for T6 all the time with when I can just have a T4 with the T6 adapter. You know, not saying that I'm gonna go and put a T4 on this turbo setup anytime soon. I'm not, but you know, maybe one day. You know, I got a GT45. I think I have 2 GT45s possibly that I could use. I want to do a twin turbo setup, y'all. I really do, man. I really do. But like I said, we got this intake. I will throw some pictures of the intake of the other. Maybe throw a little bit of the video from the other intake on why we went with this one versus the other one. This one looks a little neater to me. You know, I like the way it looks. A little longer runners. You know, taller set. I don't know what you call it, a mid-ride, whatever you want to call it. I like it. And after seeing some of the setups, some other people's, it look neat. I did put the bracket on for the throttle cable. I gotta get where we at and where we need to be for to finish this up. Harness is done. Computer is flashed. Fuel line is ran, fuel rails are installed, injectors are installed. There is the boost reference regulator. So I need a 2-bar map sensor. I'm actually waiting on one. We'll see if it shows up. The time for it to show up is beyond the time that I wanted to fire this thing up. So I don't want to. We may be 2 or 3 days out. I have to pull back off. Lucky me, because I didn't put the right spacers behind the power steering pump. Lucky me. Lucky me. So I gotta pull that back off, pull the pulley back off, pull the power steering pump back off, put the right spacers behind it. And then again, like I was saying, that over there, I think I might put some more of the other video in this one. We're close. We're real close. I clocked it, I cut it, I re-welded it. Where it sits is where it sits. I'm not moving it no more. Because I thought about it, and then I went to shut the hood, and this wasn't clear. I said, you know what, man? I already got to cut this one. I'm not going to cut that one again, because that one there is clear or close. May nudge just a little bit. I do have 2 exhaust gaskets. Why 2? I don't know. I'll pull one of these out and it'll move it closer to the engine, and it just may get me away from the engine frame a little more. So then I went with V-bands down there, and the V-bands over here. I like the way the V-band works. I really do. They versus any other thing, I like the V-band. So take this off, cut it, and then bolt it back on, bolt the turbo on. I have the downpipe. I have the it's a 5-inch here to 4-inch. I think it's a 5 to 4. If it ain't a 5 to 4, it's a 5. And I'll narrow it down to 4. We're gonna go down underneath the car. No mufflers, no exhaust cutouts, no electric cutouts, no nothing like that. We're just gonna have raw exhaust. No nothing. We'll use the turbo as the muffler, to be honest, because they work well. The turbo works well as a muffler anyway. So that's where we at, man. Hope y'all appreciate this video. Hope y'all appreciate the update. TH400 is in. Drive shaft. I believe I have a drive shaft that I don't even have to cut. I need 55 inches, and this drive shaft is 56. I might get away. I might make it work. Can't guarantee it, but we'll see. We will see. So definitely stay tuned, because I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate everybody sharing me out, man. Big time. Fuel lines here. So I'll need to run a return off from this back to the tank, because it has a Corvette fuel filter regulator on it now. But I'm gonna need to put a 2-bar map on it to hear it run. Remember, we was wanting to move it. We're time's ticking. We want to hear it run. Definitely want to hear it run. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the fuel rails off from the other intake. Stick them on this one. Why are we running this tank? Didn't take over the other. I don't know. Actually, I'll show you what. Boom. Here we are. This is the Victor Jr. intake with the Edelbrock elbow, with Edelbrock rails, with Siemens Decker 80. Fuel injection set up in it. Why are we not using, I guess I need to back up and let y'all look at this for a little. Why are we not using this one? I had a little boo-boo. Just like that, I had a boo-boo. This is actually the intake I used on my Mustang when I had it. What is the boo-boo, you say? The feed report, of course. See, everything looks fine over here. Everything looks good. We're gonna be, I done dropped enough stuff. So I just turned around. It said Victor Jr. elbow. I've seen this intake on a lot of setups in videos and in cars at the track. But these fuel rails will not work for the one that we are using. Like I said, our goal and objective today is we're going to get these out and then get them in the other. But y'all wanted to know why. There's why. I had a boo-boo right there. See that? The whole bottom's missing, the corner's missing. It should be like this. Now, how big of a deal is it to get it fixed? The problem is, the thing is, I had the piece. This worked well, man. This worked well. If I had a way to fix that, I will. That's what I would do. You know, it's probably, I could probably just take and get a piece and weld it to it. You know, but if you look close enough, you see machine marks in that. So that corner's been machined, and I knocked it off somehow. Anyway, like I said, I know I can get it probably fixed. Worst come to worst, go buy some. I don't know if that will work. I'm just thinking here. Some throttle body spacers or intake spacers, and weld those directly to this, which is a lot of work for no reason. Let's get these fuel rails off. Worry about that other stuff later. Look at them side by side. Which intake would y'all run?